right, Z. Thank you so much for being with us.
Sorry.
Now
Time out. Which way do I look?
You can look at me.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Stand by to catch in again. All right, take two. Stand by in 4, 3. Z, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I have to extend my appreciation because you are the only person so far on this production who has actually given up their body as part of the thing. You know, and not many people know that you suffered an injury, dislocated your shoulder, performing a stunt. So, what is it that has made you want to do this film despite suffering injury and everything else?
Well, I mean, suffering an injury, that comes with the territory of doing martial arts. Ever since I was young, I've always been, looked at as, a timid or fragile type person because of my size. And so getting into anime and martial arts films, like, that was really the first time when I saw, like, women that were my size overpowering other people. So I was like, okay, I gotta do this. So when I got the opportunity to actually be in a martial arts film, I was like, heck yeah, let me go ahead and rock out and do what I like to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think it's significant to also point out that you are helping out in terms of training various performers and choreographing fights. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the training started back in January with half of the main staff, the main characters, Migobari and Sadora. And really, my approach to it was health first. We want to make sure that we didn't push anybody past their particular limits, but if we saw that they can go further, then yeah, we pushed them a little bit further. And it was just like, trying to get people to understand and get that same kind of refreshing feeling that we get when we train. Mm-hmm. And then once people have that confidence within them inside of, that personal training, they can exude that on camera because then they don't have to question, oh, did that look good? They know it looked good because they can feel it. They know what it's supposed to feel like to look good.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I just have to point out also that you are very good at making people comfortable and eliciting that from the people that you're training, because you are a martial arts trainer. Yes. Well, you and your husband, who has also worked on this film, and you all have been so cute together. But we've been very.
Well, we're high school sweethearts. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh.
Well, I was in high school. He was in college.
But it's a love story. That's great. So, where do you see this film going?
Honestly, with like the amount of passion everybody that came to the project has, I really see this going anywhere, really. Like, I know it was meant to be just like an idea for something, but I can see it going into being a movie, turning into a movie series, or turning into a on TV series. Because it has that kind of flexibility. The characters are a lot deeper than they seem on top. So I know I would like to see more of how the characters intermingle and how they are going to face certain challenges still coming about. I just want to see more. It's like a book. I want to read more.
I hear you. What is it that you'd like the audience to take away from the project?
Just taking that the warrior spirit is within everyone. It can come out in many different forms. The queen, she was definitely a warrior of the heart. You got us being the physical warriors on the field, and then even trickling down to Nagatu's daughter, she was being a warrior for her family. So it's just different aspects and different meanings of the warrior's spirit and how people can relate to it in different ways. Like, I think that people can find characters they can relate to in the story and take away from that, like, yeah, I can overcome too.
Mhm. You mentioned that you were a fan of anime, and I know that this particular project draws substantially on anime. Do you have a favorite anime project? And just in terms of your experience with this, how well do you feel like this project sort of mimics the anime that you're familiar with?
For me, this was a mixture of a few things. Well, for one, the first mixture didn't come from an anime; it came from Xena.
Xena Warrior Princess.
Xena Warrior
Okay.
Princess. I really honed in on a lot of that when bringing out my character. And then when I got into costume, I felt like, a gender bend cosplay of Cloud from Final Fantasy. Just very peaceful, but he stood for everybody and moved very swiftly through the wind like a cloud.
Mhm.
So I would say for me, for that, Final Fantasy. There's probably Samurai 7. I would probably say like Samurai 7. Because they were just like all the silly group of samurai.
Mhm.
But their fighting skills definitely showed a different side of them, a
Mhm.
deeper side of them. Which I definitely feel that we do here.
Okay, and finally, what else would you want to say or talk about with the audience based on your experience with this production and where you see it going? Anything I haven't asked you about?
I would definitely say that don't leave out the weird black guy or the weird black kid, because we're awesome. we break outside the box of what's okay for our culture to enjoy. I think that we as a people can excel in a lot of different areas if we just open our minds to it. And I really want this to be a mind-opening experience for the audience. There's not a lot of black martial artists out there. There's not a lot of group of black martial artists out there coming together and doing something like this. And not even just the black martial artists, but the different artists that have come together on this project, the producers, not the producers, the directors, the other actors, the people in charge of wardrobe, just everybody has so much talent, and if it wasn't for this project, no one would know otherwise. So just wanted to give a shout out to those people who are doing it anyway, regardless of recognition.
See, thank you very much.
No problem.